everyone. Welcome to the Best Intentions podcast and video. I'm Matt, and this is
Carrie.
my beautiful bride, Carrie. And we're excited to be with you again today.
You really think I'm beautiful, even
I
with like
do.
my 5-day dirty hair?
I do. I think you are beautiful inside and out.
Beautiful bride. I really sometimes wonder if he's just saying that or if he really means it, but I think he actually really means it.
No, I really mean it. Hey, we're excited to come to you today. We're going to talk about actually a special request. Some friend of ours brought up a really good question. How do you be present in this moment? And so one of the things we believe is, great relationships, they don't just happen, they take some work.
Yes.
And one of the most important things you can do is present yourself in a relationship.
Be
Hey,
present.
did you catch that? To be present, you present yourself. You're present with a nice little bow on the top.
Give them your presents, and it will be a present.
Is this working for you at all? I don't know. But anyway.
Is it hard for you guys to be present? I think we live in a world that is so busy right now. I mean, right now, some people's lives have just completely halted and they aren't busy. But even for those people, I've gotten feedback that it's really difficult to cherish the moment.
It is, and I'll just make this confession straight out of the gate. I have been terrible at being present these last couple days.
No comment.
No comment. Thank you, dear. Because normally she does,
and
she tries to tell me what I should do, and I'm like,
I've gotten better at that. I read Power of the Praying Wife, and that's what I'm implementing now.
But I've really struggled. What it is there's. When you struggle to be present, you either get stuck in the last or the past, what just happened, or you're fixated on the next. And I'll confess for me, I've got a lot on my plate these next couple weeks, and I've had a lot on my plate these last couple past weeks. And so I'm feeling a little spent worrying about how I'm
stuck in your schedule.
I'm stuck in my, that's a good word. It's hard for me to rest. It's hard for me to enjoy the moment because I'm thinking about, I'm processing, I'm creating what's going to happen next.
One of the things that I really admire about you, that I admire about Matt, is
there are so many things.
So
what
many.
Is the one thing
You're
you want to
so
talk
humble.
about? There's number one. I'm the most humble person you'll ever meet.
But no, is that he is so good at planning. Well, so there's goodness in that, and I think that also can lead to a really intense personality at times, right?
Well, it is because my mind is always thinking about it. And so when I finally have time to rest, or when the kids want to go do something silly or simple or fun, it's hard for my mind to let go
You're
of
kind of locked in the plan, or what's going to happen next, or how it's going to happen next.
How will I attack whatever is next? How will I speak with, we both have occupations that talk to people a lot.
Yeah.
And so I'm processing conversations, or I'm preparing in my mind the message I'm getting ready to preach, or the podcast
you
we're going to do.
don't know what's coming up, maybe even.
And I get so wrapped up, it's hard for me to be present. Now, I don't know if that's you. You just, thank you for all of the listeners and viewers. You just allowed me to have a small counseling session. But I don't know, is that you? Are you fixated on what's next that you're not able to enjoy what's now? And that's a challenge. I think another reason we struggle to be present is it's not so much we're fixated on preparing for what's next, is I struggle being present with my kids because I'm terrified of what could happen to them if I'm not. Have you ever felt like in order to be present, you've got to let your guard down?
Yeah, you have to be a little bit more vulnerable.
And I don't want that. I don't
but
want
you do.
I want to enjoy the moment, but I don't want my kid to fall off the monkey bars. And so as he's trying to get up there and I'm trying to play with him and I want to have fun, my brain is, don't let him fall and break an arm. And here's what it's going to be like at the ER and all of that.
I think that, and I think a lot of guys can be that way, but I know especially for moms. I remember one time, I think it was just after we had Zelia, we were on a playground, and I think my nervous system was really heightened after I had the first child. I'm guessing that if you've ever had a child, that you probably have experienced that at some point. And I can remember Matt saying, so you want me to take your helicopter off your head or what? and it was kind of a sweet way of calling me out, because I started thinking I really do want to enjoy the moment, but how can I? Because if I sit back and relax, something bad might happen. happen.
Well, you guys have heard the term helicopter parent, where you're kind of hovering over the child to make sure that they're protected and make sure everything goes good. Well, when you're riding in the helicopter, when you're flying it, it's hard to enjoy the ride with the child.
Yes, yes.
And so how do we get present when we're hovering? Or, there's the helicopter parent. The other one I've heard is the lawnmower parent, the one who has to mow down the path so that the child, there's no obstacles for the child.
Right. And, clearly, this is for another topic, but sometimes kids need to go through the obstacles so that they can learn their lesson rather than we all us doing everything for them.
Pain is a tremendous educator. But anyway, so we're so busy mowing, we're so busy preparing, we're so busy hovering that we can't enjoy the present, and it passes us by.
Yeah.
I mean, the older I get, the faster time goes, and man, it's just flying by.
Yeah.
So how do we stop this ride?
Yeah. So as we were talking about this, another thing that popped in my mind was, have you ever been to a birthday party? And I am completely guilty here. That's one thing we should say, that we are not sharing this stuff acting like we know it all, okay? So we are sharing.
I do, I just don't want to insult anybody. No, just kidding.
Listen, we are sharing this stuff because we have truly, learned our own lessons, or we still have our own struggles. And so we just want to share with you guys some of the things we have learned.
Well, and I'll tell you, when it comes to being present, I'm still learning. I don't have the answer. But
yes, you are.
Tell your story.
Okay, so
Hey, tell that story.
Stop it! Don't exasperate
Are you going to tell
me.
the story? Come on, you got a story to tell.
So, anyways,
what was the story you were telling? Birthday parties.
Boy. So at birthday parties, when you go, let's say it's the child's first birthday party, and they're like sitting in the high chair and they're about to shove the cake in their mouth, or you're about to see what's going to happen when you present to them this perfectly gorgeous, way too expensive little cake. And it's like you turn around and you look, and every single person has like their phone out. They're all videoing, they're all taking pictures. Now look, I love to take pictures and videos, but it makes me kind of laugh because it's almost like everyone is so much trying to capture this memory that they miss out on the moment sometimes. And I say that with no judgment, because there was a season that I went through, I think it was after we had Judah, where every single moment I was mad at myself if I didn't capture it on camera, because I didn't want to miss out on that cute little expression or just that memory of that moment. And at one point, I remember thinking, I am getting on my own nerves. I think we went on a trip.
You get on mine. I'm not surprised you get on yours.
And I remember, I hope you guys know that he's joking, right? You're joking? Yeah, anyways.
Yes,
we have humor in our marriage. It helps. I highly recommend it.
We need it.
So, anyways, comic relief. But I remember us going to the mountains for a trip and hanging onto my phone every single place we went, because I wanted to, capture that moment, take that picture. And I just remember thinking, gosh, I bet Matt, I bet I'm on his nerves right now. And maybe he didn't ever say anything. But you know what, when I made that shift of trying to catch myself and go, wait a minute, I don't have to be always connected to my phone. I don't have to capture every single moment. It almost freed me up to truly be present, to jumping on the playground with my kids, jumping on the trampoline with kids, or throwing the ball in the yard, or whatever it might be.
I think you're saying something here that's really important, and it really is the answer. We would love to be able to offer you a solution right now to how to be present, how to not get stuck in the last or focused on the next, but just be really for the now.
Yeah.
But I don't have one. I don't have an ABC 1, 2, 3.
Somebody might.
If you do, send their stuff to us.
Yes.
But instead, what you were saying, and I think is really true, is we got to be aware.
Yeah.
And that's it. If we can raise our awareness to our own tendency to be fixated on what just happened, or to be so focused on what might happen that we're missing what is happening, hey, that's a good warning sign. I can start to make some adjustments.
So be mindful. Be intentional.
Be mindful, be intentional. See, that's why you get paid the big bucks. Those are good words.
All of that brings awareness into that moment. Now, we are not saying it's not good to plan, because, I think that's one of the biggest parts of this that we were talking about might be important, right?
Yeah. I mean, we budget our money. I need to plan ahead.
We should be budgeting our money, right?
I need to plan ahead to make sure I have what is necessary when the electric bill comes, or when I need to put gas in the car, or put food on our table.
Yeah.
So we budget ahead. We need to budget our time as well. You know,
Absolutely.
if you know you're going to have a crazy day, make sure you give yourself some rest so you're ready for it. I think I'm more present when I am rested, when I have exercise,
For sure.
when I eat well. I mean, all of those things are
Yeah.
how we budget our time to prepare ourselves to be present.
You know, and there are circumstances that make that difficult. Like if you have a new child or a new job, or, you know, sometimes there are seasons that you go through where it's really hard to find that. So where you're taking care of yourself, right?
Absolutely. Just like with our money, there are things that happen, that will drain your monthly budget, and you've got to be aware of it. But again, that's the word, awareness.
Yeah.
Hey, can I be aware that there are going to be times?
Yeah.
Can I budget ahead? Can I think ahead? And can I be ready? I think that's the big challenge. Is just like right now I'm tired, and so I don't have the best attitude as I'm moving forward.
Once again, no comment.
But because of that, I need to be aware that my immediate response might not be the most positive response, might not actually be what I want.
Yeah.
And so in this conversation about being present, I need to be aware
Right.
that I have a tendency right now, because I'm tired, to be thinking ahead and to not have control of myself.
Right. Or to be grumpy, right?
Maybe.
You know, this leads me into, you know, turning grumpiness, we'll use that word, or grumbling, into gratitude. And so that's one of the things we were talking about before we even started this, is being thankful. I think that's a big part of being able to be present. So, you know, as we are talking about how it's difficult to find time to be present when you have a lot of distractions. For us personally, with jobs and then with children, it's really difficult, especially for Matt, to find that time just to pull away. So we were talking about ways to do that. And I was saying, well, even if I get like 5 minutes while the kids are jumping on the trampoline, I try to embrace those moments. And that's really hard for a lot of people, because you need more. You want more.
Well, that's hard for me to embrace 5 minutes when I'm thinking, man, I got 5 hours of work right around the corner. How am I going to do that?
Right.
But I think what you're saying is I need to be aware and take what is given to me as a gift.
Right.
And really, as we begin to put a bow on this, I think that's the other thing that we would want to say is the way you are present is you offer yourself the best you are in that moment.
Yeah.
So I might not always be a pretty present. You know, have you ever had I don't know how I feel about her laugh right now. Do you ever have one of those birthday presents you wrapped and then you had to put it in the back seat and you made some turns
it gets like
or your
all
kids
crumbled up
and it's all
stuff.
wrinkled up and
Yeah.
or just anytime I try to wrap an awkwardly shaped Christmas present. I mean, I've got duct tape all over it. There are going to be times when me as a present is just not all that pretty. But you know what? That's okay. That's how I am in the present. We need to
And
quit
that's great.
worrying.
Grace really covers
You
that, right?
really got to have some grace in it. But we want to present ourselves to God, to others, and even to ourselves. We want to offer ourselves in this present moment as we are, the best we can.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, some fun ways of implementing this, especially like if you're a mom, if you're a dude, just tune out for a second. But I think there are ways that you can do it. Well, we've talked about mowing grass and listening to podcasts.
I'm tuned out. I'm done.
But one of the ideas that I heard somewhere, I don't even know who this is from, so I'm sorry if I'm not giving you credit, but it's like when you're doing laundry, maybe pray for that child that you're doing their laundry. Like, so if I'm doing Judah's, folding his pants or shirts, like just saying a little prayer for him, or listening to a podcast whenever you're unloading the dishes in the dishwasher. So those tasks where you tend to like be wandering off into different places, really trying to bring yourself into the present or learn something new or find a joy in it, and being thankful that you do have the children to fold their laundry, or that you do have, food to put on the dishes and that's why they're dirty. So that's just some examples of gratefulness.
Well, and be grateful again, in this moment, you're folding laundry when the socks are tiny, because the socks aren't always going to be tiny. When the
That's
socks,
so true.
when the socks don't smell, because there's going to be times where those socks smell.
Good point.
Smelly socks knock it out of the park every time. I mean, really, that's the point of all of this, is smelly socks. No, it's remembering that, hey, this moment is going to be gone before I know it. So let's be aware. Let's make the most of where we're at.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's give this moment to others, because as we do that, I think that's what I need, is to be more aware of what is happening right now.
Right.
Because it will never happen this way again.
It's the only moment, in that moment, right?
It is. And so we can't go for it.
Well, just kind of what we had said, being thankful, which in turns, if we are thankful in that moment, hopefully it will help us to be hopeful for the next.
Ooh, I like that. Thankful and hopeful. Whoever came up with that is a genius.
Pretty sure you did.
Like I did. I'm the most humble person ever. Hey, we're going to wrap this up, but we hope this was a good conversation for you. If nothing else, gave you some entertainment and made you realize that these people that you're listening to are just as nuts as you.
We are just real,
So,
guys.
hey, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, please message us, comment, let us know what you think. And if you find all of this helpful, let us know that as well. We would appreciate that. And let somebody else know. Maybe share it with them.
Oh, and please, 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 if you have something on your mind that you want to hear more about, like Matt said, I love for someone just to throw out a topic and for us just to grab it and run with it. It's super fun. So please share whatever might be on your heart, whatever you want to hear more about. We love talking to you guys.
We just love talking. Oh no, you guys matter too. Hey, until next time, I'm Matt.
I'm Karen.
And this is Best Intentions, and thanks for taking some time with us. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.